last night. Yeah, what the? I'm so confused.
So a while back, you and I flew to Phoenix. We rented a car and drove up to
Prescott?
Prescott.
We went to Prescott.
Don't say Prescott.
No, it's kind of just like high desert country.
Cactuses and scrub and red rocks.
Big blue sky.
It's like super cinematic. It's like, this is the West.
Ah, man horse sign, arrow to the right. And we were there to see this race.
Nicely homemade, too.
It's just a piece of wood. It says man horse in red paint, born out of this bed. And the race, it's a 50-mile race through the desert.
Up this mountain, man against horse, winner take all.
All right, okay. So, I mean, we're essentially, just standing in, like, an open desert plain.
Everything's super flat.
A little bit of a valley.
Kind of right out ahead of you is this big mountain that is the mountain that they're going to climb during the race.
Shin-high, dry scrub grass. We got there for day one.
And we go to the check-in table.
Hi, Heather. How are you? Let me just...
And we met up with Ron Barrett.
By the way, I'm Matt. I don't think...
Ron Barrett.
Ron Barrett, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
He basically orchestrates this whole thing.
Tall guy, bald, got a white goatee. You meet him and you're like, now that's a good guy.
Here we got some of the stuff.
Oh, look at that. Oh, a bunch of clippings. He was propping up this big poster board.
It's just a board that we, over the years, we've taken pictures of back in 83, 85, the early years.
There's a lot of old newspaper photos of horses.
So that's the Mojo Man, Scott Mogileski.
Runners.
A shirtless runner.
He was Mojo M.O. And he was the first guy to be with no shirt on Runner's World magazine.
Allegedly.
But when we were talking to Ron...
he won it back in 94.
It turns out Daniel's theory is kind of not quite holding up out here.
He won the human.
He won the,
Because the headline reads horses had proved to be faster.
He won
than
the
man.
run at that time.
Some humans can beat some horses. Did he ever end up beating a horse?
No, he never did.
But no human ever in this race has outrun the fastest horse.
This guy here, he's been the one to come the closest.
So in the 36 years that this race has been going, a horse has won every time.
And to be honest, it sort of makes sense once you see
the horses.
What is that? Why do they do that? You got horses just kind of hanging out in these tiny makeshift enclosures.
And it's not just like pony down at the fair or something. They're big. They're muscular.
I can never stand that close behind a horse.
It's like evolution has made this animal to be like the best running beast on the planet.
So we talked to some of the riders.
The horses don't run by themselves.
I'm Bruce.
I'm Heather.
Heather, how are you?
There you go. You're just ravenous, aren't you? Good boy.
And these people know what they're doing. They've been running endurance races with these horses for a really long time.
I'm Matt, by the way.
Hi, Matt. Troy.
Troy?
Nice to meet you.
So one of the guys we ended up talking to for a while was this guy, Troy.
Barrel-chested, cowboy hat on. And Troy looked determined.
I think of this ride, I don't even worry about who else shows up here to race on the horse race. I just want to beat the runner.
Troy's actually been competing in this race, the man against horse race, for the last 13 years, and he's beat a lot of humans.
And so when I see these guys running, I'm like going, you guys are good, but I'm going to beat you, don't worry. Yeah. Yeah, it's like if I was playing basketball with a 12-year-old, I still want to dunk on him, right?
We haven't met any of the runners yet. Do they like congregate in some other spot, or
them over there?
Troy pointed a couple hundred yards over to the other side of this dried out riverbed.
The little wash right there, those will be all ultra runners.
Hey, they're little skinny people.
All right?
So, here's what we got for the reenactment of the origins of running and humanity. On one side of this wash, standing in for the ancient antelope of the Serengeti, masses of muscle.
Bred and trained to run. And then...
Hey, babe. No, Aunt Julius called you when we were coming to use the bathroom. She didn't hear at the phone. Oh, okay. Okay, where are you now? What? Wait a minute. You ready to leave? No, that was Julius that called you earlier.
I thought you called Rick to take a medicine.
Oh yeah, I already called her. He's giving her medicine.
Salad or breakfast?
Breakfast. She likes breakfast in the morning with some coffee. Yeah, I don't know. Get a coffee or